Hey friends, here we are in another video about quadratics. This one's all about vertex form. So we've got factored form already from last time. Remember, factored form gives us the x-intercepts. So the vertex form, guess what, is going to have something to do with the vertex. Big surprise. Okay, so we write vertex form, this new form like this. Y is equal to a x minus h squared plus k. Depending on the resource you're looking at, there's no real reason why we call it h and k, but for some reason you might see p and q. Doesn't matter. Okay, call it whatever you want, smiley face and crying face emoji, who cares, as long as you understand what's about to happen next. So this is called the vertex form of a quadratic function. So what I want you to do here, friends, is I want you to get your graphing calculator and I want you to graph each of these individually. And I want you to tell me which way the graph opens. You should probably already know that. And then by looking at the equation, and then I want you to find the vertex. So using minimum and maximum buttons in your calculator. And I want you to see if you can figure out the pattern of from the function to the vertex. That's probably the most important thing. So go ahead and hit pause and come back in 5-10 minutes when you're done that. Okay, so you went and graphed these, and let's see how you did. So the first one should be opening up, and you should have found a vertex at 4, 6. Next one should be opening down, and your vertex should be at -2, -5. Next guy's up, vertex -1, -3. Next one's down, vertex at 2, 4. Next one's up. Okay, where's the vertex of this guy? This guy should be 0, 5. And the last one should be up as well. And the vertex of that should be -7, 0. Okay, how'd you do? How did I know all those answers? Well, one reason is because I've been doing this since before you were alive, because I'm super old. The second reason is I know how vertex form works. And the nice thing is it's really easy. What I think you should be noticing as a pattern, I see x minus 4 plus 4, x plus 2 minus 2, x plus 1 minus 1. So you're starting to see the pattern is, again, whatever's inside the parentheses, the sign changes. And +6, +6, -5, -5, -3, -3, and so on and so forth. Okay, down here, like the last one, there's nothing there. So that's a 0. Okay, so I think you're picking up on that. That's a pretty easy pattern. And then how do I know if it opens up or down? Well, same as the last couple of lessons, I look at the lead coefficient. If it's positive, it opens up. And if it's negative, it opens down, just like that. Friends, there's vertex form. It's actually pretty easy, right? Not so bad at all. So when something's written in vertex form, what do we know? The h value moves the graph left or right. Okay, the better way to say that is horizontally. So it moves the graph horizontally, the opposite direction. The k value moves the graph up and down. Better word for that in math is vertically. But this one moved it the same direction. The graph will have a max value of k if the graph is opening down. That is if a is less than 0. The function will have a minimum value of k if the graph opens up. That is if a is bigger than 0. Coordinates of the vertex are simply hk. And then the axis of symmetry is x is equal to h, because remember the axis goes right through the x coordinate of the vertex. The y-intercept can be found by letting x equal 0 and then solving for y. Same as we've always found a y-intercept since grade 10. There it is. Vertex form is actually really, really easy to work with. So let's play around with it for just a couple quick questions here. So for the quadratic function, y is equal to -1 parenthesis x minus 1 squared plus 4 without using a calculator. Cruel and unusual, I know. Let's answer the following questions. So the direction in which the parabola opens. Well, my lead coefficient is negative. A is less than 0. So what do I know? Therefore, this graph opens down. Coordinates of the vertex. Well, that comes from here and here. It's my h and k. But just remember, inside the parentheses, it goes the opposite way. So it's positive 1, positive 4. The axis of symmetry is the x coordinate. That's x is equal to 1. The max or min. Well, this one's opening down, so it has a max. And where's that max? Right there. It has a max when y is equal to 4. See, like this is great. Like when you know this equation, this function, you're in really good shape. The domain and the range. Well, unless it's a real life application, the domain is the easiest mark on your test. It's always the reals. The range, again, brace means the set of numbers. Why such that? Well, this one had a max. And that max, we say y is less than or equal to, and I've already forgotten what that value was, 4, just like that. Y is an element of the reals. Okay, and then the last part here says, write the equation in standard form. Well, we haven't looked at standard form in a while. Remember, standard form's where we started this unit. It looked like this. It didn't give us a lot of information. So to get to that form, all we do is we write down our equation again, and I think it was plus 1 squared plus 4. Just going to double check that so I don't make a silly mistake, right? No, it was minus 1. See, that's why you check things, right? See, I told you I was old. I don't have a great memory, or I don't have enough caffeine, or both. Okay, so now all we do to get this thing into standard form is, notice in standard form there's no parentheses. So we're just going to multiply this all out. So x minus 1 squared, so I do that. Then I multiply the x minus 1 and the x minus 1 together. I distribute. Some of you might like to use the term FOIL. Whatever makes you happy, I don't care. And then notice I'm going to multiply in this negative 1, so that changes all of the signs. And this will be minus 2x, so plus 2x, minus 1, plus 4. And then here we go, we finally got it. Plus 2x plus 3. There we are in L standard form. How do I check my work? Real easy, my friends. All we did was changed how it looked, not what it's equal to. These two functions are the same. We just changed how it looked. So if you want to check to see if you did it right, just graph them both. And we better get one graph that's the same. If you get two different graphs, you done did screw up. Go back and check what you did. All right, one more. Let's make the equation. So a parabola has a vertex of -1, 5, and there's a period where it shouldn't be that passes through the point -2, 3. Okay, never hurts to draw a picture, right? I like pretty pictures. I wish I was better at art, but I'm not. There's my vertex at -1, 5, and it passes through the point -2, 3. So it's going to do something like this, right? I don't know. It's not a perfect graph, but it's good enough. So how do I make the equation? Well, when they give me the vertex, that's where I'm going to start in vertex form. And if they gave me the x-intercepts, I would start in factored form. Now, I know my vertex is right here, -1, 5. Boxed off the wrong thing. Okay, so I'm going to sub that in. So what does that tell me? That's x plus 1. Remember, it goes the opposite way. And then plus 5. Now I've got to find a. Well, the same as in factored form. What we do if we want to find a, we sub in our other point. We sub in -2, 3. So I sub it in. So I sub in y is 3, x is -2, just like that. Okay, I've run out of room, so I go back up the page, right? We always go down the page when we're doing math. And all we've got to do is just isolate for a now. Well, -2 minus 1 is -1 squared. -1 squared is +1, so it's 1a plus 5. I'm going to subtract 2, and I now know that a is equal to -2. And make sure you actually write the function. It says determine the function. You need to write the whole thing out. Make sure you answer the question. There she is. There's the equation, just like that. And if I wanted to, I would graph that and make sure the vertex and the point are on that graph. Okay, what's the domain and the range? Again, domain's the easiest question on your test, unless it's an application. It's the set of numbers x such that x is an element of the reals. The range depends on the k value. So this one has a maximum, so it's y is less than or equal to. Our max is at 5. Just like that. Boom. Okay, and then the last thing we might be asked to do is to put it into standard form. Okay, so again, all I do is I say to myself, standard form has no parentheses, so I'm going to start multiplying this out. So again, I just take my time here. One of the big mistakes is students don't write that binomial twice. They just square the first term and square the second term. That's really not bueno. So now you multiply it out, right? Just like that. Again, distribute, multiply 4 times. Some of you like to use the word FOIL. And then we distribute in this -2. So we're going to get -2x squared minus 4x minus 2 plus 5. And y is equal to -2x squared minus 4x plus 3. There it is. There's my equation in factored form. Sorry, in standard form. There's my equation in vertex form. And to check really quickly, I graph it, and those two things better be the same. If not, I screwed up. Usually where I see a mistake is, like I said, people don't distribute x plus 1 times x plus 1. Right? That's the big mistake. Or, sometimes a negative gets lost along the way. Okay, there it is, friends. One more lesson to go in this unit. See you later.